What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Waiter Zone podcast, and we're back for another UFC breakdown for you guys. It's going to be UFC Fight Night, Burns versus Brady. I'm very excited for this card, guys. We had a break off for last week for our UFC, guys. All we had was LFA last week. Dang, did it come at us this week with a big banger, guys? We have UFC, Octagon, Aries, Bellator, ACA. They gave us Cage Warriors. They gave us so much MMA this weekend, guys. We have fights every single day. If you guys haven't yet, go check out our Bellator, our Cage Warriors video we did. And if you guys are interested in other sports, I do soccer. I have done NFL as well. We've been doing pretty well in the NFL play just to start off the season. And all right, guys, let's get right into this UFC breakdown, everybody. It's going to be the first fight. It's going to be Ramoska taking on Fletcher. And I'm going to be on the Fletcher side, guys. I'm not going to take too much long in this breakdown, as I already broke this fight down in another video about the Cannonier and the Barala fight. This fight was supposed to be on there. Ended up getting canceled because Ramoska had a sickness, and I was on a Fletcher side. And now with Ramoska coming back from a sickness, I do think I'm still going to be on the Fletcher side, guys. I'm staying by the same thing I said last time. I think Fletcher's going to be able to get the takedowns. I don't think Ramoska's takedown defense is going to be holding up. So yeah, guys, give me Nathan Fletcher. Guys, this is going to be the next fight. It's going to be Andre Petroski taking on Dylan Budka. And I'm going to make it a 2-fight parlay. I'm actually really confident in this parlay, guys. So hopefully it cashes for us. I want us to start this whole card with a banger. And it's going to be Andre Petroski I'm going to be taking, guys. If you guys watched the weigh-ins, Budka looked horrible. He looked like he was about to pass out. He almost fell down. They had to help him off of the scale. I didn't think they were actually going to keep this fight going, guys. I thought they were going to cancel it because how bad he looked. But hey, guys, though we have a fight tomorrow from a guy that almost passed out from the weigh-ins, and I don't think his cardio is going to be holding up. And that was my thing. I was like, oh my gosh, is Petroski going to do well in the first 2 rounds and end up gassing out later on? But Budka's probably going to gas out too. So in the 3rd round, we might just get 2 guys gassed the fuck out. But Petroski's going to win those first 2 rounds. Budka's going to come and try to shoot non-stop takedowns. He's not going to be able to get Petroski down, in my opinion. Petroski's going to be the way better grappler. I think Petroski's got the way better hands. I think all-around MMA fighter in every single aspect. I think Petroski's got this fight covered. So yeah, guys, give me Andre Petroski as the first leg of the parlay. I'm going to be making a 2-fight parlay, and Andre Petroski. This one's going to be Jacqueline Amorim taking on Vanessa Dumopoulos. And I'm going to be taking Amorim this one, guys. It's going to be a grappling match. Both these girls' hands are basically the same. Both of their hands are very limited. Both of them swing a little bit wild. Both of them have their defense is very suspect a little bit. But I think Amorim has the better striking just by a small margin. And also, if you talk about the grappling, I know people say Dumopoulos' grappling is legit. People always make that joke because she has very strong legs, because she was a stripper before she became the UFC fighter. So people always say she has stripper guard, and she has what I'm saying is that she has strong legs. But Amorim is a really good jiu-jitsu artist, guys. She's won world championships. I shouldn't say she's won world championships. She's actually competed in the world championships. She's done really well. She's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. She's known for how great her jiu-jitsu is, and even if she doesn't get the submission in this fight, she's gonna have the top controlled. Yeah, does she fight kind of boring? Does she hold on top and she fish for submissions? And yes, she does. She fights very boring, but I do think she's going to end up getting this win, guys. I do think she's going to end up getting on top, and I do think she's going to end up searching for submissions. I'm not sure she's going to be able to submit Dumopoulos, but I know for sure she's going to be the way better grappler just from the credentials she has in her grappling. So yeah, guys, I'm going to be taking her as in the second leg of that parlay with Andre Petroski. It's going to be a 2-leg parlay with Petroski and Amorim. And yeah, guys, into this next fight, let me just say, Amorim has won world championships in jiu-jitsu. I had to go look that up real quick. I was like, am I bullshitting myself right here? I swear I thought she was. I was like, I don't want to be saying that in the video and someone end up calling me out on here and be like, guys, hey man, hey my guy, she's never competed in a world championship competition. Yes, she has. She's actually won it twice, guys. So guess what? Amorim's going to win that fight because she's a way better grappler. I knew it. I knew she was. I just want to double check and let you guys know that. So for this fight, it's going to be Gabriel Santos taking on, I think it's Yizha. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I'm going to be taking the over 2.5 in this fight. I know a lot of people are very high on Santos, and honestly, I'm not high on either of these fighters. I think it's going to go to the decision. I think it's going to end up being a split decision for either way, guys. I don't know who's going to win. I guess I could say Yoshia's a live underdog, but I want to put my money on him, and I want to put my money either way in the win, but I'm just going to put my money on the over 2.5, or you can take the fight to go to decision. It's up to you, whichever one you want to do. I do think this fight's going to go to decision, but I'm going to be on the over 2.5 in this fight, guys, because I don't really have a read on who's going to win, but I really do think this fight's going to go. And this one's going to be Andre Lima taking on Felipe Dos Santos. And I'm going to be taking Felipe Dos Santos in this fight, guys. It's going to be my first underdog shot of the day. I do think he's a better fighter. He really impressed me when he came into the UFC and fought against Manel Kape. I had a bet on Manel Kape, and I was sitting there sweating it, guys, because he went in there and put a hell of a fight on. He proved how much of a good fighter he was. And yeah, guys, I'm a really big fan of this guy now. Every single time he fights, he puts on a great fight. Every fight's not boring. He's always pushing the pace. He has great striking. His takedown defense is really good. He has good jiu-jitsu. I like him all the way around. Maybe his chin. His chin might not be all the way there, but he is a good fighter, guys. He does have the skills for all the way around. But Andre Lima's a really good fighter too. But in his last fight, I can't remember the guy he fought, but the guy bit him, and he actually won his fight due to a bite. And yeah, it was a bite mark. He actually got bit right on his arm, and the guy, Andre Lima, was actually losing that fight, guys. He was actually getting controlled. It was trending towards him losing that fight, and the other guy just bit him. Like, you were winning the fight and you bit him. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still hot about this because I lost money on the dude that bit him. I'm glad he's never going to be fighting ever again. You don't deserve to fight ever again. Like, first of all, you bit him. First of all, you're kicked out for that. The other one, you were winning the fight. How stupid could you be? But all right, guys. Andre Lima was losing that fight, but I do think Andre Lima is a very skilled fighter. I do think this is going to be a very close fight, but I am going to be on the Felipe Dos Santos fight. He's proven to me many times that he has the skills to be in here, and Andre Lima in his first fight didn't show me he has the skills to be in the UFC yet. He was losing the fight and he got bit, and that's how he won the first fight. And it's like the guy was not going for fight of the night. He heard there was gonna be like a $50,000 bonus for a bite of the night or something, and he went out here and just took a big old bite mark out of his arm. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna be on the Felipe Dos Santos side on this fight, and I am taking a dog shot on him, so he's gonna be the. Guys, I'm not going to take too long in this fight. It's going to be Isaac Dalgarian taking on Brandon Morant. And I'm going to be taking Isaac Dalgarian to win this fight, but at the same time, he's a minus 2,500 favorite. You could take him by knockout and add him as a parlay piece. I'm going to be staying away from this fight totally just because it's just not a good fight to touch, guys. I've had giant favorites where it's a minus 300 for a knockout, and he ends up not knocking them out and just pisses you off. And it's a fight where you don't want to have a minus 2,500 ticket unless anything. There's no reason to have a minus 2,500 ticket on your parlay, guys. It adds nothing to your parlay. So if you want, yeah, Isaac Dalgarian's going to win this fight. He's probably going to end up knocking him out in the first round. That would be my prediction, a knockout for Isaac Dalgarian in the first round, but I'm not going to be playing. Guys, and this one's going to be Rong Zhu taking on Chris Padilla. And guys, this is going to be a very close fight. I don't have the best read on this fight, but I'm going to be taking an underdog shot in this one. I think this fight's going to be so close that if you're going to be giving me almost plus 200 underdog on Chris Padilla, I'm going to take it. I think Chris Padilla has a way better grappling. If he gets this fight to the floor, guys, he's going to dominate. That's if he gets this fight to the floor. Rong Zhu has shown he has not the best takedown defense, but Chris Padilla is going to have to actually put in the effort to get him down. But I do think he'll eventually get him down in the second or third round after Rong Zhu lands some heavy strikes. So maybe even a live betting opportunity where you see Rong Zhu's winning the fight in the first round, then you know he's eventually going to gas out in the second or third. You can hop on Chris Padilla. But what I'm going to be doing, guys, I'm going to be taking Chris Padilla money line. I'm going to take a small wager on that. And I'm also going to take a small wager. Actually, no. I'm sorry. Let me repeat myself. I'm going to be taking a regular wager on Chris Padilla money line as an underdog shot. And I'm going to be putting a small wager on Chris Padilla via submission, because I do think Chris Padilla gets this fight to the floor. He's going to be able to win this fight via submission, guys. So that's going to be my bet for this fight. I'm going to be taking Chris Padilla money line and a small. Guys, this is going to be Trevor Peek taking on Yanal Azumus, and I'm going to be taking Trevor Peek, guys, mainly because he's won my heart, guys. I like this guy. This guy throws standing hammer fists. He runs up to you, hits you with a standing hammer fist. He's running straight at you, hammer fist. Boom. Like, this guy's legit, like, not legit, like he has great striking, but I like him. He's a fucking dog. He's a white boy from Arkansas. This boy likes to fight, and I want him. I do think he's going to win this fight by knockout. This guy, Yanal, has never been hit before. If you guys watch his fights, he has really technical striking, but he's never really been hit, and I've seen this guy get almost folded over with a jab before. So what I'm trying to say is he has good striking, but his chin's not all the way there. And if he gets hit by Trevor Peek, he's going to be going into fighting someone that probably hits the hardest in his whole entire division. And I think Trevor Peek hits him one time, he's going to fold over. So yeah, guys, for this fight, I'm taking Trevor Peek via knockout. That's going to be my bet. I know I don't like taking prop bets because Trevor Peek is it's a pick'em, and you could get a good line on Trevor Peek, but I want a better line. I'm going to be risky on this one. I'm taking a prop. I'm going to be taking Trevor. Guys, this is going to be Matt Schnell taking on Cody Durden. Honestly, guys, I'm not going to bet this fight. I don't really like either fighter. I'm not a fan of either fighter. Matt Schnell has pretty decent striking. He's shown that he can win fights, but he has no chin whatsoever. I don't even know if he has takedown. I mean, his takedown defense is not there. Honestly, Cody Durden probably should win this fight by taking him down over and over again, and Cody Durden should have the better striking. But for some reason, Cody Durden just doesn't like to show up sometimes. I'm not a fan of Cody Durden. I've lost too much money on him before, and vice versa. I've lost money on him betting on the opposite person when I think Cody Durden's going to go out there and do horrible, and he ends up showing up. And then I gain faith, and I bet my money on Cody Durden, and he goes out there and loses to someone like Matt Schnell. So either way, guys, I'm not a fan of either fighter. I'm not going to be betting this fight. So if you want to pick, I guess my pick's going to be Cody Durden, but I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you want a value pick, almost at a plus almost 300, take Matt Schnell. Matt Schnell is a live underdog in this at a plus 300, but I'm not going to be betting this fight. My pick to win is Cody Durden, but like I said, a live underdog for sure. This fight's going to be Kyle Nelson taking on Steve Garcia, and I'm going to be taking a dog shot on Kyle Nelson, guys. I'm a big fan of this guy. This guy's a fucking dog. This guy doesn't know how to quit fighting. This guy always walks forward. He's shooting takedown. He's throwing hands. And yeah, guys, I think he's one of the guys that come out of Canada that just shows you he's a fucking dog. Like, most Canadian fighters are not a dog. I'm not even going to lie, guys. Most of them, like Mike Malott, Jasmine Judavicius, I know, like, we can go to past fighters, like someone like Rory. Rory's a fucking dog, but I'm talking about newer fighters, like people from Canada. They're not really like, they don't come in here showing they have a killer instinct like that. But someone like Kyle Nelson just goes the total opposite end of that. Kyle Nelson's a fucking dog, and I like it. Steve Garcia's 1-2. Steve Garcia is starting to put his striking together. A lot of people are hopping on his bandwagon right now. I was on his bandwagon too. I like this guy's striking. I like his mindset. I just like this guy personally. This is a fan favorite fight, at least for me too, guys. I like both of these fighters a lot, but I'm taking the Kyle Nelson shot just because I saw Steve Garcia's last fight, and he just didn't look like he was himself. He looked like he fought against Sungwoo Choi, and I thought he was going to go out there and knock out Choi, and I thought Choi was going to be like too slow and maybe not precise enough to fight him. And yeah, guys, Choi did really good. Choi almost won the fight. You could argue about, some people thought Choi actually won the fight, but in my opinion, I think Kyle Nelson is going to be throwing the strikes just like Choi will, but he's going to be able to take the shots better, and he's going to be more of a dog. So I think this is going to be a 50-50 fight, guys, and it's going to end up being a dog fight, and I'm going to be going with the guy who I think is more of a dog. Alright, guys, and this fight's going to be Jessica Andrade and Natalia Silva, and this is going to be my most confident pick of the night, guys. I'm going to be taking Natalia Silva. She's a minus 300 favorite, but let me tell you guys what I'm going to do right now. Make sure you go watch our breakdown for our Bellator, and make sure you go watch our breakdown for Cage Warriors, because I'm going to be adding Natalia Silva to a mixed event parlay. I'm going to be putting Natalia Silva in a parlay with Usman Nurmagomedov and Bryce Meredith. That's going to be my lock, in my opinion, my lock parlay for the weekend. Bryce Meredith, Usman Nurmagomedov, and Natalia Silva. It's going to be a Bellator and UFC parlay. That's going to be my lock of the whole entire weekend. Hopefully it hits for us, guys. I'm going to have a decent amount on that wager. So, yeah, guys, that's who I'm going to be putting. Natalia Silva is my most confident pick on UFC, and my most two confident picks on Bellator is Bryce Meredith and Usman Nurmagomedov. So that's this fight's going to be Gilbert Burns, going to be the main event. Gilbert Burns taking on Sean Brady. And I'm going to be taking Sean Brady, guys. I think this is going to be a dog fight. I think it's going to come out where Gilbert Burns could end up coming out strong, winning the first round. But I think the cardio is going to end up being there. Gilbert being there for Sean Brady, I should say. I think Sean Brady has way better cardio, and I think Gilbert Burns is getting up there in age. He's 38 years old now. He's starting to lean more to that coaching role. You see him in fighters' corners. You see him, he's hanging out with his coach all the time. Like, he's having a podcast now. I think he's more focused on the Show Me the Money podcast, which is a dope podcast, guys. If you haven't listened to it, go watch the Show Me the Money podcast. Hear me, Gilbert Burns. I know you probably won't hear this video, but hey, I'm shouting you guys out. Go watch this podcast. But yeah, guys, this is a great podcast. But Gilbert Burns is getting up there in age, and you saw the fight with Jack Della where he just dominated the whole entire fight, and then he just gassed out really bad in that third round, and he just got caught with the knee standing up, and I just do think this fight's going to be back and forth for the first round, where you see Sean Brady try to get a takedown, and Gilbert Burns going to be able to stop the takedowns and have some crazy scrambles for the beginning. And Gilbert Burns might win the first round, but going into that second, third, and fourth, I think that's when Sean Brady starts taking over, where Gilbert Burns' gassing does not there. Sean Brady ends up winning this fight, I would say like 3-2 or 4-1 rounds, where Sean Brady ends up winning the later rounds, where Gilbert Burns gets knocked out. Gets gassed out. And I do think Sean Brady has a chance of finishing him in the 4th or 5th round, guys. I think Sean Brady's gas tank, like I said, is shown to be there. He is really good at jiu-jitsu. He had a grappling match against Craig Jones, and he did lose, but it's still, the point is he's actually competing. He's actually doing jiu-jitsu. And I know Gilbert Burns has really great jiu-jitsu too, but he hasn't been like actually competing like Sean Brady has. So yeah, guys, I'm taking Sean Brady in this fight. I'm taking a money line shot on him. I like Sean Brady a lot. I'm a big fan of him. The only person he's lost to is Bilal Muhammad, and I do think he's gonna end up getting that fight back again, and he might end up putting a great fight on with Bilal Muhammad a second time. So yeah, guys, that's it for today's video. I'm out of here. This is UFC Fight Night. Brady versus Burns. Go check out my Bellator video. Go check out my Cage Warriors video. If you guys like any other sports, I do soccer, and I also do NFL football at the moment. And yeah, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm here every single day. Like the video, subscribe to the page, comment on the page. Let me guys know what you're betting this weekend. Let me guys know how you guys like my MMA videos. And also, guys, just show me some love. Click that like video. I'm gonna say that one more time. The like video helps me a lot get on this algorithm. So help me a lot, guys. Click that like video.